Good morning and welcome back to my Flosstube channel. My name is Lizzie Fisher and I live in the UK in Northamptonshire, and this is my YouTube channel, which is mostly about cross stitch. I do a couple of other crafts. I do a bit of crochet and a bit of knitting, but they don't really feature on here at all. Maybe if I actually finish something I would show you it, but that's a long way off from happening. I've got lots to tell you about. I've got, so since I last saw you, I last filmed on the 22nd of February. Today is the 3rd of April. It's 5 something in the morning and I've been up since 1:30 because I couldn't sleep. God bless hormones and all that. So I'm a bit wired. I've made a loaf of bread, I've drunk a few cups of tea, I've done a bit of stitching. Now the husband's gone to work, I thought I would film a floss tube. So what's a floss tube? Floss tubes are predominantly about cross stitch, if I said that. And I've got things to show you. So I've got some stitching, obviously. I've got 2 finishes. Whoa, 2 starts and finishes. Some things you haven't seen at all if you're coming back. Things you won't have seen unless I've seen you in person, and then you might have seen it. A fair bit of shopping I've done recently-ish. I went to the Stitch Festival in London. I've been to Bothy Thread Shop, which I'll tell you all about in a bit. That was very exciting. I've been on Stitch with Friends. I have been to Glasgow and stitched on the train, which reminds me I need to fetch a project to show you. It's upstairs. Maybe I'll go and do a little bit at the end to show you upstairs. Or maybe I won't show you. It's that Moo Cow by Bothy Threads. Hasn't progressed massively, but it's done a few hours on the train on the way to Glasgow. On the way back from Glasgow, I was knitting a hat because I decided the weather was so treac that day that I was going to my favourite wool shop in the world anyway, where they sell cake and wool in the same shop. It's perfect. The Yarn Cake in Glasgow, if you're interested in it, on Crow Road. Yeah, so I bought some wool to start a hat and I just knitted for the 4 hours on the way home from Glasgow last week. I think it was last week. Might have been the week before. I'm very confused. So, shall we start with a start and a finish? My first start and finish was what's going to be a smalls exchange. I'm going to Stitch North in Canada. I am so excited. In less than 3 weeks we will be flying to Canada. Me, my friends Fiona and Leslie, and they've been to Canada and long haul flights. They're very used to it all. I have never done a long haul flight. I haven't flown since 2015. I am like an excited little person. But anyway, this is one of my Stitch North smalls exchanges. It's Seize the Needle by, is it Silver Creek Samplers? Bear with me, let me go look. Yes, by Silver Creek Samplers. And it looks like this is the pattern. They've done it some very gentle colours on very gentle fabric. And here's my finish on some blue hand-dyed Ada by Fabrics by Crafty Kate. Maybe I should hold it here. Oh, where am I going to put pictures? Oh, sorry. And on the back it says Stitch North 2025. And it opens up. I've put a popper in because I've got a popper making machine. So exciting. I was on a Zoom call with Fiona and Leslie when I put my first popper in. I think, was this the first popper I put in? Anyway, and then I've put in the colours that I used. I bought new skeins of the colours I used, which is the Gentle Arts Gold Leaf and Royal Purple. That's what I used. And just a pair of foldy travel scissors in there. So that is one smalls exchange gift. Did. Cute, isn't it? I need to make more because they're just so cute and I want one. Right, so that's a start and a finish. Yes, I am recording, not just talking to the wall. Here's another little start and finish. This is another, I always have to look, don't I, Mouse Loft creation. It's a stitchlet, and it's a little turtle, which I stitched for my daughter, who is the chief owner of the turtle that we have here, or chief care provider. This one's cute. So I stitched that. I started it on the way to London when we went to the Stitch Festival, and I finished it on the train to Glasgow. I didn't stitch on the way back, I don't think, from London, and I finished it on the way back from Glasgow. Cute. No, way to Glasgow, sorry. Didn't stitch on the way back, I was too tired. And to be honest, the train on the way back from Glasgow was a Pendolino, and I thought I'd been on a Pendolino before, but obviously not at speed going around corners, because you're looking out at the Cumbrian landscape, and then, oh, that's a pretty mountain. All of a sudden the train banks and you can't see it anymore because you're leaning and all you can see is like the floor. Anyway, I like Mouse Loft creation things. They're a nice little, sweet little stitch. So those are my starts and finishes. I don't have any other finishes. Do have another start, but I'll show you that later. Let's see, I'm just looking at my little book here of what I've stitched on. Oh, I've got another thing I haven't brought over. Oh, I'm going to have to get up again maybe. I have another little start, but that's like my during meetings stitch, if you know what I mean, at work. Sometimes if I'm just listening, I'll stitch during a work meeting if I'm online, because otherwise I will fall asleep. So the main project, one of the main projects I've been working on since I saw you last is this one, which is Pretty Little Toronto. I keep calling it Tiny Toronto, but it's not. It's Pretty Little Toronto by Satsuma Street. If you've been here before, you know that Leslie, Fiona and I are all stitching this as a stitch along, whereas I started and they finished, and so now I'm playing catch up. We're going in less than 3 weeks and I've got a fair chunk of stitching left to do. When I last saw you, it was here, and as of this morning, because I've been working on it in the wee hours, that is my just putting the needles to the back, is my waking up ridiculously early. I am here. So I've done all of this side, all of the left hand side, I think, and I've just got this side to do. My left, your right, I think, if it flips it back round again. Yeah, is it possible? I don't know. Am I going to get into trouble for not finishing it? Most probably. But I have to be in the right frame of mind, or I don't like stitching on it. So if I have to push myself, it doesn't happen. What else have I worked on? I'm going to do my best to get it finished in time to go, but my best might not be good enough, so hey ho. I've got all the, we're there for a week as well, so I've got all of that week as long as I've finished it at some point. I've also worked on my Fruits of Plenty by Modern Folk Embroidery. Oh, Pretty Little Toronto is being stitched on Rustico 16 count, which I think is a Zweigart Ada. Modern Folk Embroidery Fruits of Plenty is going to look like this, and I'm stitching it on some random linen I can't remember the name of, 32 count. And that's okay that I can't remember the name of it, because I started it in 2021. And my husband said to me yesterday when I got home from work, I found 3 needles on the floor yesterday. This is why, because I just go da, da, da. This is where it's at. So since I last saw you, I believe I finished in this Assisi and have come down the side here a bit. It's looking good. Still not quite at 50%, however. I think we're way off getting there. About 6% off. I think it's on like 44%. Now, have I just flung a needle across the room? No, gosh, no. Look, there's the needle. It's just, can you see? Can you see that? Just sticking out the fabric. Ooh. At least we know where it is. Right, so that's that. I'm stitching it with two threads. One's this beautiful pink colour and one's black, that I bought in a bundle of threads in a shop in Manchester for 50p for the whole bag. Things were cheaper back in 1997, weren't they? And these have moved house with me for many, many years, and this seemed to be the perfect project to use them up, which will be good. And then they can move house with me for many, many years as a picture for the wall, which will be lovely. I think when that's finished, I might have to get someone, mainly Lisa at Atelier Framing, to frame it, because it's going to be huge. Okay, so Fruits of Plenty, I stitched on that on the 23rd and a couple of days as well during the month. Pretty Little Toronto I've stitched on. And then comes the Cat of Many Borders, as I've named it. It's another Jacob from Modern Folk Embroidery chart. Yola to, yeah, I'll put it along the bottom. And this is what it's going to look like. And I'm now here. If I can remember, I'll put a picture of where I was, but this is where I am now. Calling it the Cat of Many Borders because there's 3 borders before you actually get to stitch the cat. So I've done, obviously, bits of 2 of the borders. I'm stitching this on some Swan Bay fabric that I won in a wonderful raffle, dyed by Marie and her lovely husband Gunther, and this is Highbury Gold in 36 counts, and that's probably the right colour. It's a nice pale yellowy mottle, very gentle mottling, and I'm stitching it in a sulky. Have I written that down as well? Have I been that organised? Yes, sulky 12 weight colour 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice brown. I think it's lovely. And as all with all the other projects, why aren't there more hours in the day so I can stitch on them more? Then I stitched on a Token of My Love, which I haven't got here because I didn't realise I stitched on it. I've stitched on it twice at least, and we're only on the 7th of March in my diary, so that's good. Then we're looking at Balderquin's Birdies, another Jacob of Modern Folk Embroidery. As you can tell, I've got a little bit of a thing about Modern Folk Embroidery. I just love the charts. They're so nice to stitch. They look good, but it's more that they're so nice to stitch. I just, you know, while away the hours, as it were, as the song goes. That's from The Wizard of Oz, isn't it? I saw Wicked at the theatre in London. It was quite the day out, so I'll stop talking about stitching for a moment. Took my daughter to the theatre in London. Maybe it's because I didn't take any stitching with me. Maybe that's what jinxed the day. And I thought, oh no, I did. I don't know what the stitching I took was. But I remember asking, do you mind if I take stitching? And she's like, who do you think I am? Of course I don't. Anyhow, we went to see Wicked at the theatre in London. And I got it all organised. And then the station we were going from changed because Isabel had a job interview, so that's fine. And we got on the train. It was a longer train journey, and there was this screaming child, and I was super duper hot, and we weren't sat together, and it wasn't a very nice train journey there. And so when we got there, she's like, can we walk there? Because I'm not really a great fan of the tube. And it was a beautiful day. I was like, yes, I think a nice walk will do us good. We've got plenty of time. We'll grab lunch on the way. And we did. She didn't eat much for lunch, But that's fine. We got to the theatre with about 20 minutes to spare. Perfect. It just looked wrong. There was no sign outside the theatre saying Wicked. Because there is more than one Apollo in London. So if you're ever going to go and see Wicked, make sure you've got the right Apollo. It's just outside Victoria Tube Station. That's really useful to know. I should have found that out. And I didn't know what to do. I had 20 minutes and I had to get across London. We jumped in a taxi. The taxi driver was great and he got us there with 3 minutes to spare, despite the centre of London being closed because of protests. And we saw the film. We had a hiccup on the way home with her not getting on the same tube as me and being a little bit tipsy, worse for wear, because we needed a drink to calm us down after the trial that was getting there. But it was all good. We're all home. We're all safe. It was just such a stressful day. And Wicked itself was absolutely amazing. Why did I get talking about that? Oh, because I was whiling away the hours stitching on modern folk embroidery. There we are. Speaking of whiling away the hours, and the colour green, which is, Emerald City and all that. Here is Balderquin Birdies by Jacob from Modern Folk Embroidery. Now, when I last showed it, I definitely didn't have this bit here and this bit here. So I've done quite a good chunk of progress. And oh no, I definitely didn't have this bit here and all of this here. This is all new. I had this bit, not this side. And I love it. I just love it. I could just stitch, or I couldn't. I mean, it wouldn't be a problem if I just stitched on this for the rest of it till it was finished, because I love it. However, I have so many other projects, I get sidetracked very quickly. So I'm stitching this in the DMC colour 501, 1/1 on another Swan Bay fabric called Heartfield Moss, which is again a beautiful colour. Heartfield Moss and DMC 501. They look beautiful together, I think. I don't know what you can see because I can't. There we are. And I'm hoping, I need to go down the edges at some point because I'm hoping for a little bit at the bottom to do another stitch with. And I'm keeping this in this cute little bag that I bought from Oh So Alison on Etsy. Ooh. It's got a cute bird, so I thought it was perfect. It's not massively big though. Oh, there's a dark purple thread. I wonder what that's from. Not massively big, but I can fold. Well, I can scrunch it up. Look at the cute flower feathers inside. Isn't that nice? Are they feathers or are they flowers? Could be either. But yeah. Stick that in there. Happy days. On the 7th of March, I did 11 stitches on Balderquin Birdies. Isn't that good? 11 whole stitches. I obviously wasn't feeling it that day. Just flicking on. I don't always write it down. There's lots and lots of blank pages in my diary here. Toronto Turtle. So I've shown you that. Okay, so I think we're sort of... No, let's show you this. I don't know if I've told you, I love dragons. I think you know that if you're a regular watcher. I love the Fourth Wing, the Empyrean series by Rebecca Yaros. Fourth Wing, Iron Flame and Onyx Storm. Love those books, they're very good. And Forbidden Fibre Co. are doing a stitch along based on them. And I thought, you know what, I go to work, I earn money, I'm going to spend it on me for a change. But always on stitching. So I bought the kit. So I bought the project bag, which comes with... So Basgarth is the War College, the like universities type thing, where all the children, youth, young adults go in this series of books. Comes with a little dragon zipper pull, and then it comes with feathertail fabric, and I believe I got 40 counts. See, I'm quite confused because I thought I ordered 46, but I don't think it is because I'm not struggling to stitch on it at all in just normal eyes. I got this needle minder which says, "Not all strength is physical," which is a quote from the book. And this is where it's at release wise. I think I can show you a picture of that. I'll dig it out and show you. However, this is, let's just pop this thread to the back. Bear with me 1 second, sorry. I can do 40 count 1/2 in normal light, but maybe not 5 in the morning. My eyes aren't awake yet. And this is where I'm at now. So the quote is, "A dragon without a rider is a tragedy. A rider without a dragon is dead." Because if a dragon dies, its rider dies. If a rider dies, the dragon's just a bit sad for a while and then they get over it. So this is Zaiden's dragon. And then over here we're going to have Violet's dragon 10. And then more lightning. In the middle here it's going to say Basgarth War College. Hopefully I'll have put the thingy in and you'll be able to see. And then there's a row of daggers to go underneath. As with look at all this fabric I've got though. It's literally going to fit on this top half. And I've got all this fabric left. Ooh, scrummy, scrummy, scrummy. And it comes with Forbidden Fibre Co. hand-dyed floss in these colours. So it's not going to be the brightest or the most colourful, but I quite like that because I get really grumpy when I've seen a dragon stitch along recently and I'm like, oh, maybe I should order it, maybe, and then I looked and it had 30 odd colours and I was like, oh, can't be doing all those colour changes. It would drive me mad. So there we are. That's a start. And I was really enjoying it, and then I got sidetracked and I haven't picked it up since because I forgot it existed. There you go. Right, what else is there? Okay, so yes, I went to this stitch sheet day. Should we talk about a haul, I think? I don't know what anything else is stitching to show you that you've seen before. Or not seen before that I can tell you about without telling you the backstory. Yes, I have. I've stitched on Quackalong recently, which is designed by, hopefully it'll say on here, Star Parade Designs, Mikkel. So Star Parade Designs. I'm not even going to try and pronounce his surname because I'll get it wrong. But you can see it there. Mikkel, there. Isn't that lovely? So lots of people are stitching it from the big stitch where he sort of displayed all his designs around the tables, if you get what I mean, and chatted about them. And lots of people jumped on top of this one and we are having a Quackalong. So the pattern's called Quacker by Star Parade Designs. You can find them on Etsy. And let me just take this needle minder off so you can see a bit clearly where I'm at. I hope you can see clearly where I'm at. I'm still not convinced by my choice of colours. Let me know what you think. Should I restart it? It's a bit stripy, isn't it? And I've done so little compared to what's left. I'm not... Like, I would finish this motif maybe and then start it again, or maybe I'll just finish that one motif and call it a day. Options. Yeah, I'm not sure it's worth continuing because the colours are just so similar to the fabric and they just blend in. But then if I was going to start again, what would I do it on? This is a 36 count even weave dyed by Coffee Craft Fabric or Coffee Craft Designs. I can't remember what they're called. You know, if you're UK, you know Coffee Craft, don't you? Needle Minder by the wonderful Laura from Cotton and Clay. I think I've got a ring bling somewhere in my bag to match. Yes, I have. Cute. So yeah, this is Cotton Garden Threads. Cotton Garden Threads? Cottage Garden Threads? Cottage Garden Threads. Number 602 Larkspur. And it's beautiful, but this might just not be the right piece for its beauty. Answers in the box below, please. Should I continue or should I not? And this is kept in my tea towel project bag. My husband bought me a tea towel. Ducks are our thing. He wore ducks on his shirt when we got married. I made it for him. Ducks are our thing. He brought home this tea towel one day and said, "Oh, you could make that into a project bag, couldn't you?" And it was literally like a couple of days after we bought Quack along at Big Stitch, and I was like, yes, I could. So that's great. He knows me well. Now then, let's talk Stitch Festival. Let's talk birthday first. That was the day before, so that was Saturday the 22nd. Went down to Gloucester to see Leslie, Fiona and Danny, and we had a lovely day stitching in the Holiday Inn where we just sit and chat, have coffee, have a meal, have another coffee and then go home again. It's sort of nearly equidistant between all of us. And I was very lucky. My friends make me cry with their generosity. It was just for my birthday, so although Fiona didn't give this to me, she gave it to me on my birthday. I'll show it now as I can reach it. It's an Evertote project bag. Oh, look at those peacocks. Is that not divine? My colours. And yes, and it comes with this beautiful matching notions pouch. Is that what they're called? I love it. I love it. I love it. It's probably my favourite project bag to date. That might change when we go to Canada, Fiona. I'm just letting you know. But at the moment, it's my favourite project bag to date. And Leslie, bless her, gave me a voucher for Talking Dog Stitchery, which I spent this morning. I literally, the other night, I was feeling really poorly and I went through the whole website and looked at every pattern, every thread. I'm very excited about what I've chosen. I may have had to spend £10 of my own money because, well, it just has to happen, doesn't it? And then Danny, bless her very lovely soul, bought me this pattern from Unconventional Cross Stitch. When I saw it, I was just like, I need this. And I posted that on like in their stories. I shared it because Unconventional Cross Stitch has been having a rough time recently, and because they had a fire. So I shared it to my stories, and Danny clearly acted on that and bought me the voucher to buy it. So very, very, very grateful, and I'm going to be starting that once we're back from Canada. I'm not allowed any new starts, I don't think, anymore until I've got things I need to do for Canada done, like small table gifts and things, stuff made. So yeah, that's exciting. So that was the Saturday, lovely day. And then on Sunday, my sister and I went to London, like I said, to the Stitch Festival. And like almost as soon as we got through the door, we saw the bead lady. And I've been on the lookout for some size 6 beads to make the tassels that I showed in a video a couple of videos back. Maybe even the last video. However, since then I can't find the threads I bought to make the tassels. So I've got all these gorgeous beads, the right size beads for the job, because she said you need size 6 beads. And so I bought a selection of colours. Can't find the thread. But it'll be somewhere, and it can't be too far because I've decluttered. I hope I haven't put it in the declutter pile that went to the big shop. Oh, I could. Was that really when I last made a video? Was I about to go to the craft shop to donate some stuff? I think it might have been. I might have come back with some stuff, but not nearly as much as I took. So that's okay. So we did that. And then also at the bead shop lady, I bought, and I hope the glare doesn't glare at us, this stick pin kit to make a little dachshund, who you might be able to hear snoring. It looks just like my snory boy over there. And I've got another one somewhere to make a duck. Because as I've explained, ducks are my thing. Got some gifty things in here, you see, so I can't just get everything out and put it on the table. That little duck bookmark. Isn't it cute? So this is by Spellbound Bead Co. For all your beading needs, www.spellboundbeadco.co.uk. I could have bought every bead on that in that shop. They were just so pretty and so tactile. And I'm a sucker for pretty colours. Like, look at this. Look. Doesn't that just scream fun? Look at those two together. Anyhow. Then we had a good look round everywhere. I bought some crochet wool to make a giraffe because apparently I'm really good at crochet. But I wanted it, so I bought it. I kept using the excuse, well, it's nearly my birthday. And then we saw the gentleman of Doodlecraft Design, and I may have gone bonkers because I bought myself this pattern. Dragons and Beanstalks. My family hate playing board games, especially with me because I make them play till I've won once at least, because I don't win very often. But isn't it just cool? I think you get up the dragons and down the beanstalks. Or at least that's the way we'll play. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. It's 15 inches by 15 and a half inches by 15 and a half inches on 18 count Ada. So it'd be even bigger if I did it on 16 count. 18 count Ada is a funny one for me because I don't like using 2 threads, but I think it needs 2 threads. 36 count I can do 1 thread, fine. 18 count I think it needs 2 and I don't like it, so I'd do 16 count I think if I did it on Ada. Look at that. And then I could get it framed and have perspex so you could actually use it as a playing board. Oof, 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 oof. Oh, and we went and saw Kate Blanford. Oh, actually, I have ordered another thing from Doodlecraft Designs that I saw on the wall, which I'll insert the picture of here. That's going to be my next stitch for my sister once I've finished the Adventure House back stitch. I've done a bit more of it. There's a lot of back stitch to do. Here's where I'm at with the Adventure House. But yeah, and then I'm going to do this violin project for her next project. So then we went to see Kate Blanford at her stand, and I bought this kit that says Naps on it. Can you see that? Yeah. And it comes, I opened it on the train I think, comes with a little hoop. That's a 5-inch hoop. I should have bought a back for it from her. A piece of Ada, which I'll probably swap out for a coloured piece. 2 skeins of DMC, 310 and 827. A needle and a piece of felt to back it with. And the instructions obviously in the charts, which I'm not going to show you. What else did I buy from Kate Blanford? I bought a thread holder. I love this colour. I love the feel of it. It's just yummy, scrummy purple. It's a nice thickness. It's just yummy, 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 yummy. And then I had to go on her machine. She's got one of those machines you pay for a token and you turn the wheel and then you get what you get. And I got this little stack of floss drops in pretty colours. So they're good. this and this go nicely together. Then I bought some fabric because it's beautiful. 80 centimetres by, I guess, 114 centimetres. That's gorgeous. Sorry about the crinkling. And then we came home. Except I didn't. I got in my car at the station and drove to Fiona's house. And Fiona drove to Cumbria. And we had a Burger King for tea. And we stayed in this interesting, well, it wasn't interesting, it was just a travel lodge, but it was attached to a service station, and we were expecting like a service station the size of Cobham services. That's not relevant to most people. A large service station where you have a large choice of food outlets. But there wasn't. There was a Burger King. We got there about 8ish. And there was a Burger King or M&S cold food. And I didn't really want cold food. I wanted a Burger King, so we had a Burger King. And then we went to bed. No, we didn't. We stitched for a bit. What did I stitch on? Oh yeah, Toronto. Pretty little Toronto. And then we went to bed, and in the morning we got up and we drove to Bothy Threads factory, because I won the competition to open the shop of Bothy Threads. I've been stitching Bothy Threads for yonks. I've literally only finished 4 projects, I think. Yeah, 2 cards, and then this piece, which is, they told me what it was called. Love Bouquet, I think it's called. And this piece, which is Jolly Robin, which is still available. And yeah, 2 cards, one of a dachshund and one of a guinea pig. But I have a lot of projects started. Bothy Threads project started. So Bothy Threads has been a while, and to be honest, Bothy Threads is the reason that not Bothy Threads, but the Love Bouquet project, I'm looking over there because that's where it is on the wall. The Love Bouquet project is the reason I'm not a monogamous stitcher, because my husband then boyfriend bought me that and I wanted to start it straight away, but I was already stitching something else. And then I learned you don't have to stitch one project at a time, and it's more fun if you have more than one. So now I've got about 68, 69, 70 maybe on the go. It's all got a bit out of control, but there we are. Going back to the thingy. So there was this Instagram competition to open the Bothy Thread shop in Cumbria. And I thought, well, I'll enter it, but I won't win. Because loads of people will enter it. So it won't matter if I do win. And I won. Cumbria is, where they are in Cumbria is about 4.5 hours from where I live in Northamptonshire. And they wanted us there for 9 o'clock in the morning. So obviously we stayed over the night before. It was a bit like, I got the news and I was in a conference at work and I got the email. I was like, oh gosh, what am I going to do? And it happened to be on the same day as my birthday. So I sent my husband a message. Well, I think I first sent a message to Fiona saying, oh gosh, I've won. But I need to check with Matthew because it's my birthday. And, he might want to spend the day with me. Oddly enough, he didn't. No, he was like, no, I'm out. And then joked all week about the fact we were going a stone's throw from Scotland just to open a shop and be there for a few hours. But I am so glad we did. It was the best day ever. The people were lovely. We were shown around by Rachel and Kinga. They were so kind. Everybody in the shop was willing to talk to us and willing to show us what they did, and willing in the factory, and just so kind and clearly passionate about what they do, and the care and precision they put into everything they do is just phenomenal. So we arrived and they made us a cup of tea and we sat and had a chat. They gave us where is it? It's on the table somewhere, I think. They gave us a copy of the... Oh, it's not in the thingy. Of the Bothy Threads 2025 catalogue to look at while we were having our cups of tea. And yeah, we both went through, went, done it, got it, done it, got it, got it, got it, got it, started it, which was quite funny really. And so we did that, had a cup of tea, and then we went and we were just chatting, asking questions and things. And then we went round to the front of the shop and they were blown away. There were about 45 people there. Excuse me. About 45 people there, and I don't think they were expecting anybody to turn up. Because their jaws just went... And there were cupcakes, and I should have put it in my card I sent them. I was given a cupcake at the end to take home, a Bothy Threads cupcake, and it didn't get home. I think I may have put it on top of the car and Fiona drove off, so I think it's probably still on the roof, but in the car, but it's probably not still in the car park. It's rained a lot since then. So we went in. The door had this massive red bow on it, and Chris, the manager, said, you know, Lizzie will open the shop after saying a few words. So I had to think quickly on my feet, and I'll put in the little video if I can of what I said here. And then we went into the shop and it was great. There were kits galore everywhere, and if you couldn't see a kit you could just say, oh, have you got this kit, and they'd go and find it for you. I mean, I don't think they'd make kits up for you, but then they were saying that they always have, they should always have them on the shelf, and if you take the last kit then you put make sure that it's being ordered to be made, if that makes sense. So what did I buy in the shop? I made sure I was the first person buying something, because I like to be the centre of attention, let's be honest. And my t-shirt's sitting funny today. I think I've grown a bit and it's a bit too small. So what did I buy? I got a few from the not reduced to clear, the discontinued stock. So they were reduced in price, but because they're discontinued. I love sunflowers, so I bought 3 sunflower kits. This one, I've got 2 other kits of this range in my bag over there. So this is by Faye, I want to say Faye Martin. Yeah, so this is by Faye Martin, base works on her designs. And I love it. It's got a little happy bumblebee. And then there's, I'm showing them in order of the ones I picked up. Cute little elephant. Oh, I think I need to go back to bed already. With sunflower and bumblebees. And then this cute one as well. Sunshine of my life. No. And then I saw this and had to buy it. I might need to adjust it slightly and put a little crown on his head. The Frog Prince kit. I couldn't leave that behind, so I didn't. So we went in, we opened the shop, we looked at the shop, we spent money in the shop, and then they said to me and Fiona, come round the back. And they gave us a full factory tour from start to finish of the, not the design process. So they get their artwork sent to them, and then they have people design it, people chart it up. So the original founder of Bothy Threads, I want to say Kate is her name, but I don't know for sure. for example, is the only person that will chart the Hannah stuff. She sort of hogs that to herself, bless her, and in my mind does the best job ever charting that. So we didn't see that, but we did see that the way they make the project bags and their new tote bags that they have. We saw how they pull all the thread. That's a secret, I can't share that with you. We saw their storage of thread, and oh my gosh, I was in heaven. We saw their bead and sequin wall. We saw where they package the kits, where they print the insides and everything, where they print the fabric. That's right next to the tea table. Where they package things up and send them off. And I was absolutely amazed by the number of steps that go from me clicking the needle, me clicking the button on my computer to it coming through my front door. Because I've never thought about it before. I've just gone click, I would like that please, have my money, waited a couple of days and there it is. But behind that couple of days, I mean, obviously they pick one off the shelf they've already made before. There are so many steps and so many people's hands touch it. And I've met those people now. For example, I've met Linda, who cuts all the fabric and does it very well and very fast. I cut some fabric, so slow. It was very hard to get. Well, I concentrated, so I made sure it was a decent cut on the line. But you know how when you cut linen even weave, I don't know if they have linen, but when you cut even weave, it's so easy to go squonky. No, she goes straight. She doesn't pull a thread to go straight, she just goes straight. She's done it for years, but it's very lovely and let me have a go, and we had a giggle about how slow I was and had my tongue stuck out because I was concentrating. So as well as that, they let us pull threads. Bless Fiona, didn't know this was going to happen. But they asked me to choose my favourite kit, which I replied by email, which I replied was that's like asking me to choose my favourite child, and I probably shouldn't, but if I had to and my arm was forced, it would be the Ducks and Daffs kit. Because it's got ducks on. The ducks seem to be the theme of today's video. And maybe I just hold it here. So we pulled the threads for this kit, and then we went and cut some fabric. Fiona didn't know what we were doing. She was just given some, like she pulled some threads and was told to hold on to them. And then we cut some fabric and held on to that. And then we walked to the packaging area, and then I think it clicked that we were making up our own kits to take home, which was lovely. So we both got this kit, and like even down to putting this sticker on the front and folding the box up, they made us do it all. And I was a bit reluctant to stick my sticker on because I didn't want it to be wonky. And they're like, well, if you want to take it home, it's got to stick your sticker on. I think they read me quite well. So yes, so we literally, you know, and it was very much, I've taken it out now, so obviously I've started it, but it was, they were correcting how I was where I was laying things, and made it all look really, really pretty. Like when you open the boxes, they do look nice. And the ladies care so much about their precision, you know, about how they do it. They've got a set way of doing it, and they're all the same. So as you can see, I've started this. This was a birthday start. Came home, we were tired, I'm sure, but Fiona was tired, bless her, she drove me, and Fiona, thank you so much. I even fell asleep in the car and I felt so bad, but I was so tired, all the excitement had gone, and that was it, I was asleep in the car. Not a good passenger, I really wasn't. Anyhow, this is where I'm at. I don't know if I've marked the top. That will be that way up. So I've started. This is the boy duck's neck, and I've gone over to the flower. This is not good cameraing, is it? Does that make sense? Can you see that? No. There we go. So I've made a good start. Got over to the daffodil. And that was the end of that Monday the 24th. Tuesday the 25th, I wake up I do a few hours work. I work 7 till 1. 1:30 I leave, go to the train station, go to Glasgow for a few days. So it has, last weekend was a whistle stop tour. Anyway, back to Bothy Threads, because yes, I've started that project, but that's not the only project they gave me. Bless them, they were so kind for winning the prize on Instagram to open the shop. Gets even better. They gave me a project of my choice. They gave me this ladybird kit. That is like adorable. Kitten and a ladybird. And I can imagine the kitten feeling like my dog does when he sees a spider and he's all sort of walking up to it and walking back up to it. Super cute. And they gave me this Bothy Threads Social Club kit, which contains a chart. I think it's got a picture. I mean, look how beautiful this is. I have opened it. We opened it in the car. We were stood in the car park and opened it because we wanted to see what was in it. So pretty. Oh yes, it comes with these cute not needle minders, floss drops. And a needle minder that says Bothy Social Club 2025. And then this is the kit. It came with some seeds and some like biodegradable pens that have got seed pods in the lid. Very interesting. It also had this tote bag in it, which I may get some like fabric paint and paint it up all pretty colours to match the kit. I can use that now. And I don't often save things for Flosstubes. I believe I can stitch with what I want. My soul is fed with needle and thread, and it's got sunflower-esque flowers, sunflower adjacent flowers, and these are the threads for the kit. And I think the women would be having a fit at what I've done with them because I've made them all messy. Yeah, they were quite amazed at how badly I could pull thread, I'm sure. It's an art, pulling the threads is an art, and I haven't got it. So those are the colours, they're divine. Now the threads I use are mainly Madeira threads, which I found interesting, because there's a bit more choice and the like shape they blend, or I can't remember. 2 needles, one is a bead needle, because there is beads and sparkles. There's my seed mix, which appears to be open, so I'll just stick that back down. And then there's a colouring sheet and the pattern, which obviously I can't share. Yeah, so I doubt anyone at Bothy Threads is watching this, but if you are, oh my gosh, it was the best day ever. And we both really enjoyed ourselves, and we are very, very grateful. Can I come back for my birthday next year, please? I mean, I asked if they had a job for a medical statistician. That's what I am. And apparently not. So that was unfortunate. If I live near it, I'd maybe ask for a job as a, maybe not a thread puller, because I wasn't very good at that, but I could certainly package a kit or two maybe, once I'd done it a few times. It was a bit tricky making the boxes though. What else could I do? I could be the tea lady, except nobody likes my tea because I make it too weak. I could just be the morale officer. I'm very good at making people happy. Anyhow, this has been quite a long Flosstube, I think, by the time I've put all the bits and bobs together. I need to go and get a daughter up to take her to school and try and stay awake throughout my work day, which might be tricky because I'm very tired now. My husband reckons I'll probably make it to lunchtime and then I'll fall asleep at my desk. So I need to at least make it till 2 o'clock. Actually, I've got meetings all day, so I can't really fall asleep. But I might be able to get some stitching done during them because I don't know how much input is necessary of me and them. Okay, I'm beginning to ramble. So I'm going to go now. I'm going to probably see you now, maybe before we go to Canada. Probably not, because I'm not very good at returning to Flosstube on a regular basis. So I'll try and do some videoing at Stitch North. That's what it's called. and I'll definitely make a video when I get back. Take care, stitch what makes you happy, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Of the day, but not. So how many pieces of fabric do you